Week 2 of the MicroSHIFT challenge was okay. I am setting the most micro of micro goals that exist because I'm trying to just motivate myself and keep me going. And if you're hearing noises, there's kids on four-wheelers that keep driving by, and here they come again. Alright, let's see. Ellie and I just finished spinning the wheel for the week 3 goals, which was kind of fun. And on those wheels right now, I have just small goals of things that need to be done, and I'm not super excited about them, but I'm trying to create some momentum by setting these tiny goals and building on them, because if you've ever set goals and then you don't reach them and you kind of neglect them, then you tend to feel like a failure. But if you can set goals that you consistently reach, even if they're so tiny, then you're building up your... My cat's climbing on my windshield. If you're consistently meeting goals, even if they are tiny, then you're building up your trust in yourself and your ability to kind of, I can't think of the words right now. You're building up the self-confidence. Maybe that's what I'm looking for. And I have a pencil and I'm like pointing with it. Okay. Week 2 was a stinking crazy week. We went and picked my kids up from Wyoming, and I think part of this video I might just, for fun and for my own memories, include some of that footage in there, because it was the first for all of us to have gone to Wyoming other than my husband. It was nice. It was a very fast trip, but it was fun. My husband's uncle said that if my son and him were in school together, then they would have been in jail, probably, because my son, he's ornery, but in the cutest way. He's just funny. It was really cool to go back and, they just had nothing but good things to say about my kids, and that just made me feel very proud as a mom. I just love them to pieces and I miss them, but it's good to get them back. And my oldest is still gone. She went to church camp, which I don't even know if I've mentioned in any videos yet, that my oldest has been gone for like 3 weeks now, and she starts college in about a month. So I'm super missing her right now, and I can feel it in my energy that I just miss her. Not that I'm like gonna cry or anything. So week 2, my goals were to wake up by 7:30, to take my vitamin, told you these are micro goals, to stick to the plan and post a video, to walk my dogs, and to use more stuff up around my house of things that just need used up that I can throw away, once they're empty. And every day of this week I woke up by 7:30 except for one day, and I took my vitamin 4 out of the 7 days. The part invest in your vision, I feel like I did okay. I don't know if I posted 1 or 2 videos actually, and I actually hit a really cool milestone. I've always been very scared of growing on YouTube, and I would post a video and I would see my numbers like increase, and it would freak me out, and then I wouldn't post anything else because I'm like, oh my gosh, people are seeing me and I don't like to be seen, even though like I have this mission, but I just want to hide. So I would just quit posting. But something happened this week. I got on and I saw, so my views have been going between like 225 and 228 or so for like several months now, because I've been kind of posting but very inconsistently still. And yesterday my views hit 230. Sorry, not my views. My subscribers hit 230, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. That's a first for me. I've never been excited about how many subscribers I have. It's always freaked me out. But I actually got excited. And then later in the day, I looked and it was at 229, and I'm like, oh, well, that was short-lived. I don't have 230 anymore. But that's okay. My channel has definitely grown and evolved and changed and been super random, and so someone may have subscribed for one reason and then my next video is completely different, so I totally understand that. Back to today, it's back to 230, so that's kind of cool. But we'll see what happens. I don't even know, and I'm just trying to document my process of struggling through self-improvement, because I know it's so like you watch people and it's like they just got it, you know, they got what it takes. And then there's like me, and I have the desire, and a lot of times I have the drive, but like life is just so unpredictable. And then I start to feel down, and I'm like, okay, but look at where you were and how far you've come. And I have to remember that because I have come a long ways. And I should probably put this pencil down because I keep doing this. Okay, let's see. I don't even know what else to say about this week, other than I set these tiny goals and halfway accomplished them, and then went and picked my kids up the rest of the week. I feel very not myself this week, honestly. I feel very anxious and tired and like lost. Every time I have decided that I'm just gonna like go for YouTube and really try to be consistent and post about what I'm doing, every time I do that, I get a job offer, which is just out of the blue. I'll get a job offer, and it's so confusing because I'm like, okay, so I was gonna do this, and I do work right now. It's just I'm self-employed, and so my days are pretty open to be with my kids and everything. It's just my evenings, you know, are busy. But anyways, I got this job offer out of the blue. I got a text message from my kids' school asking if I'd be interested in being the pre-K and kindergarten para, which is funny because when I was in high school, I was going to go to college to become a pre-K kindergarten educator, or, you know, early childhood education. And then I ended up getting pregnant with my daughter, and then I just wanted to be with her. It's just kind of crazy how that came around like that, you know, 18 years later, after deciding not to go to college for that, I get a job offer to be a para in that age classroom, which is pretty cool. And I wish it was easy to just be like, oh yes, I would love to do that. But the thing is I was in the middle of deciding whether I was going to homeschool my boys or not. I've homeschooled in the past. I've homeschooled all my kids. And then in the last couple of years, we transitioned back into public school. And they've just been really begging and begging and begging for me to homeschool the past 2 years. And I was kind of coming around to it, considering it. And then I got this job offer. And, you know, back up like several months ago, I told my son that I thought I was going to need to find some kind of job, you know. And he's like, but Mom, I don't want you to get a full-time job during the day because then you won't be able to see us and, you know, I'll miss you. And I was like, dang, and I was just torn. But now I've got this job opportunity, and I don't know, do I need more light? I've got this job opportunity where I would be working in the school that they're going to, and I feel like I look funny because of the... Does this have flash? I'm probably going to completely mess this up. Hopefully we're fine. I don't know. So now I have this opportunity to work in the same school that my kids will be going to. And when I first told them, they were excited. I think I need to turn that on because it's getting funny. When I first told them that I was asked, they were excited, but then they were like, no, that means we have to go to public school. And so it's a hard choice, but I feel like I'm probably going to say yes to the job. They said that I was their person and that I was picked to be the person that they asked if I wanted the job. So that feels really cool, you know? So the ball's in my court, and it's just rough to make those choices. Either way, I feel like I can't go wrong. I just feel like I know we need the extra income. Saying yes feels like letting my boys down, so. Because the homeschool world and the public school world are just completely different worlds, and you can't live in both. You know, I could work at the school and then my boys could homeschool. I know there are parents that work and they homeschool their children, but that wouldn't feel right to me at all to be at the school while they're at home. I would rather them be at the school where I'm at, and, you know, I can be with them more, you know, a little bit, see them throughout the day. And then it would be less pressure, making sure they got their schoolwork and everything done, you know, if I wasn't going to be there. I'm still going to keep my cleaning business, so I'll be cleaning in the evenings as well. So it's going to be a transition. I'm also applying for the job on nutritionfacts.org. It's for an editor. I'm probably not super qualified for it, but I'm gonna do the assessment anyway and apply. And it does pay twice as much for half the amount of hours of work. I was gonna apply for that before I got this job opportunity with the school. So yeah, those are some choices I'm having to make that I think are weighing pretty heavy on me. But any way I go, I don't think I can go wrong. It's just different lives depending on which I pick. So my daughter and I spun the wheel to see what week 3 will have in store for me, and I will just play that footage.